What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video with Lace by J5. Today we are bringing you a full printed custom wrap on this Tesla Model S Plaid. We're just getting ready to get started on it. Pretty cool design. Client actually saw something that he liked and said, hey, can you do a cheetah print on this? And so we put something special together for him, and it should be pretty cool when it's finished. So we'll take y'all along for the ride.
I just wanted to run it up, yeah. And I got the big truck, yeah. Caught the Jag 200 on the dash. I was just speaking big facts. I ain't even signed a deal yet. I ain't even missed a meal yet. I'm eating good cause I'm still fake.
So like I said, this one is getting a full custom printed wrap. So not only can you wrap your vehicle in a new solid color to change the look, but also if you have a design and some kind of picture you want to put on it, we can do that as well. So a customer brought us the idea, trusted us to put together the design, and that's exactly what we did. So we designed it, put together a render, shot it over to him, he loved it, and then we printed it out, laminated it, cut the panels down, and now the car is here and it's ready to go. So stay tuned. Okay, so here we are getting started on wrapping the passenger side of the vehicle. As you can see, I had to have Dasha come in and kind of give me a hand with this panel. Very large panel. Most of these printed designs, we do them in one piece on the side of the vehicle. It just makes for perfect alignment. This is a process that you can do by yourself, but because I'm trying to aim for a pretty precise alignment on the panel, it helps to have a second set of hands there to help me out with that. So now I'm just trimming the film down a little bit, separating that upper pillar portion because we'll be able to wrap that in a separate piece. So we'll just put that aside until I'm ready for it. And now peeling the rest of the backing paper just so we can get the vinyl actually laid down on the vehicle. You'll see me doing a lot of pulling here, and I'm not moving very fast, but that's on purpose. I'm trying to keep this very controlled. I don't want to overstretch the material in this case, and I also do not want to shift my alignment too much. I want to keep that design and that print exactly where it's at. And so I'm moving kind of slow, but just to try to keep that precise alignment. And then here I'm just finishing glassing it out. So, I pulled, fairly hard when I was pulling forward, which created some wrinkles, but those are good wrinkles because I know that I can just pull up or down on the material to glass those out. And that's what you see me doing here. I'm pulling up and down at the same time. Again, moving slowly just to make sure that everything stays in place. And once we get this fully glassed out, I'll be ready to start actually squeegeeing the material down. So here I'm just going to cut off a little bit of this excess material around the wheel well. Just helps make the material easier to work with, to lift and pull when I need to. So I'm just going to cut it off the wheel well here and then move on to cutting the excess off of the rear bumper area. All right, so now we're actually squeegeeing on the panel. This is pretty straightforward. We're just starting in the middle and kind of working our way out and working our way down. The key here is just to get you a good starting spot. Like I said, I like to start in the middle and just kind of work out from there. And then it's just like wrapping any other panel once you do that. Now moving towards the front here, you'll notice a few different things. So I'm going to cut that excess material the same way I did at the rear. And I'm also cutting a relief cut or a hole to work around this camera here. Typically we will remove these cameras on Tesla vehicles, but this vehicle has been in an accident, I believe. And we try not to remove a lot of panels when we know a vehicle has been in a collision, just because that sometimes causes some problems. So after working around the camera, you see I lifted it and glassed again because I had a little bit of trapped air at the beginning. But no big deal. We were able to get that laid down, finish trimming out the panel. And here we're just starting to cut out these door handles. So the cool thing about the Model S, they have these flush mounted door handles, which makes it great for wrapping. But you do need to trim these out. And you'll notice I'm paying really close attention, trying to get a really precise and focused cut here. Don't want to make a mistake here. And typically I'll do one pass across the bottom of the handle. And then once that's cut, I'll do one pass across the top of the handle. And then I'll seal all the edges. Adding a little heat so I can get the vinyl laid down on that second door handle there. And then same process, one cut across the bottom and one across the top. Here I'm just going back to seal those edges like I talked about. So you see I had the handles in the out position. Also going around all the rest of the cut edges, like back here between the quarter and the hatch, sealing those edges in with some heat and some nice firm pressure. Using my wrap glove here, definitely one of my favorite tools to use. I use a wrap glove pretty much every wrap that I do. And now we're ready to move on to that upper pillar section. The install on this pillar section is very similar to the install on the side of the vehicle. You'll see I'm going to pull quite a bit of tension across left to right, and that's going to create some wrinkles. But I'm going to take my time and move kind of slow to again be able to make sure that my alignment stays fairly true. Under normal circumstance, if I was doing this in a solid color change, I would probably pull with a lot more tension front to back because I wouldn't be worried about stretching the material there. But in this case, because I want that pattern and that print to kind of stay aligned with the bottom half of the car, I'm not pulling too hard to try to keep the print lined up perfectly. And so I'm kind of working in sections and trying not to stretch it too much, but stretch it enough to where it likes to just wrap around nicely. One last good stretch down towards the front. Pop those wrinkles out. Again, using my wrap glove to kind of seal that in. I will come back with a squeegee and actually squeegee these areas with firm pressure, but the wrap glove helps me get it down initially and quickly, so prevent glue lines and things like that. And here I'm focusing in on that corner, trying to make sure I get a nice stretch and hook around that corner. That's going to be the key to having that really high quality on your wrap corners, making sure you get the proper stretch there. Not too much tension, but not too little. Now I'm just setting up that edge to get ready to cut. And we're almost finished up with this pillar section here. I like to set this edge up anytime I'm gonna make a cut, so I have a nice clean guide for my knife. Visually and physically, it helps. It gives me a nice channel to kind of glide my knife against, but also it helps me see the edge that I'm cutting. Using my finger here as a guide, so I'm not using that finger to press down on the knife. I'm actually holding that finger against the panel so that I can kind of keep a consistent pressure as I'm cutting the vinyl to avoid cutting too deep or my knife jumping out of the channel. All right, guys, as you can see, we've got the Tesla Model S Plaid finished up. This wrap really looks amazing, guys. I can't wait to see it outside in the sun. Like I said, this has been one of my favorite projects that we've done in recent times. Fully custom, you know, designed in-house, printed in-house, installed right here at Laced by J5. So we actually tinted the headlights and tail lights on this one as well as the fog lights. And the customer came back for the full wrap this time. And that's how we like to do it. We love doing these custom jobs. So if you got some ideas for some custom stuff, bring it to us. We love to take care of it. But anyway, we'll get you some shots of this once we pull it outside. And until next time, it's Laced by J5, signing out.